I wanted to give you a very quick run-through of your assignments for Unit 1. The assignments are laid out in the same way on every one of these unit pages. These tabs that you see here for Chapter 1, Chapter 2, 3, 4, and 5, these all have things under them you need to take a look at. But when the unit finishes up, and the ordinary date for finishing this unit is Sunday, June 27th, you need to have completed these items here, with the exception of the online exercise, which remains open for the entire term. Let's take a look at what's going on here. If you click on Project 1, you get a screen that looks like this, which is a one-page PDF. And if you scroll down this page, you'll see that there's a Part 1 to this first project, and it's located in the workbook. There's a Part 2, which is also located in the workbook, and there's an optional Part 3, which is extra credit. Let's go back to Part 1. This is where you submit it when you're done, but clicking here will give you an update to the pages in the workbook, and if you don't have the pages in the workbook yet, then you can get them here. For Part 2, this is where you submit it once again. But there are two videos associated with this. This video shows you how to do it step by step. And this little video, little cartoon of Donald Duck, explores an awful lot of how the Greeks used the golden rectangle. So that's the required work here. The extra credit is actually at this point on the website page. So let's go back there right now. Here's the website page. Let's finish up on the extra credit. It's optional. If you click on this, you'll find this extra credit problem, which you should print, because you'll have to have this on paper in order to work on it. You follow these instructions, and then taking the paper that you had printed, you plot the data points on here that these instructions lead you to create. You write your name in here, and then you either take a picture of this or you scan it and you send it to me. And that's how you claim 20 points of extra credit for having done it correctly, of course. Now let's go back and finish up our little tour. The project is due when the unit finishes. The unit summary is due when the unit finishes. And the unit summary is actually a document that you're going to want to save. So save that document. Now I'm going to, for the moment, go back into my computer, and I'm going to find that Downloads folder, and I'm going to open that document that I just downloaded. That's a form of document that will open in any word processor. And it looks like this. Now there are complete instructions here on how to use this form. To type your name over these X's and the date that you're submitting this over that. And here I want you to fill out every row in the same way that I filled out the top row. Ancient peoples of Lascaux. What was the purpose of their art? What were the rules that they followed in forming it? What art technologies did they use? And what is the impact of their art on modern life, if any? These boxes will expand as you type in them with your word processor. You fill all these boxes with the appropriate information for each one of these civilizations. And then you save this document and you send it to me. So I'm going to close out of this, and I'm back into the website. You have this project to do, and you have this summary to do, and that needs to come in at the end of the unit. These items, the project and the unit summary, are based on these readings. Now the exercise will remain open the entire term. Let's take a look what happens when you click on that. You're going to go to a screen. The first time you come here, you would have had to create the new account. But here, since I've already created an account for myself, I'm just going to log in. When you click on the exercise link and then you log into this system, you'll be right here at the exercise. And as this points out, it's not chicken feed. This counts for 50% of your unit grade. These are the question types. They're all true-false statements. You put a check mark in front of the statements that are true. A question has 10 statements in it. you're going to find the scoring on these is a little bit funny. If you check in addition to the ones that are true, any one that's false, you won't get any credit. It wipes it all out. So let me show you how this works. If I were to check these 3 and 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 statements, and were to submit all and finish, I would get this result. It's incorrect, and I got 0 out of 10 points. What am I going to do? Well, you might actually think about taking some notes. And then you should go back and review Chapter 2, because it says that these questions are all based on Chapter 2 of the Story of Art. Review the chapter, review your answers, come back with those notes and any corrections you might have made from your review, and do this again. I would suggest you work these out one question at a time. But you know what? Every time you take it, the statements will come up in a different sequence. So you will have to read them. Sometimes one statement is false, sometimes 2, sometimes 3, but never any more than 3 statements are false. That's because I expect that you'll be reading these statements over and over again, and it's better if you read by and large true statements rather than false ones. I haven't made the false ones tricky. I've just made them something that you should know to be false if you've done the readings and watched the videos. Once again, this is not a quiz. This is an exercise, and you can do it any number of times. There are 5 questions, each with 10 statements. It's worth 50 points. It's worth 50% of your unit grade. And this is exactly the same for every unit. Every unit has exactly the same kind of exercise. All told, there will be 250 true-false statements that you come across, because there are 5 units, each with an exercise of 50 statements, 5 questions. The final exam is based on a subset of those 250 statements, typically about 30 of them. So by doing the exercises and getting very familiar with the subject matter, you're actually working on getting a good grade on the final. The course is integrated in that way. When you get done with using this site, you should log out of it. So in summing it up, this area here is where you go to get access to the 4 assignments that are in every unit. And every unit is constructed exactly the same as this page. Here's what they look like. Unit 2, which opens up next week, and their links will be complete by the time it opens up. Unit 3, not ready yet. Unit 4, coming down the pike. Unit 5. Every one of these units has exactly the same composition. Unit 1 is the one that you have to think about now by the end of the unit, which in this case is Sunday, June 27th.